Smartphone manufacturers have focused a lot on the cameras in their latest models, and they're coming with some pretty bold claims.
Let's talk about the cameras.
State-of-the-art camera that lets you shoot like a pro.
Our super res zoom technology.
We have an amazing dual camera system.
We also have a luscious new SLR-like bokeh
That has a fast f1.8 aperture.
With the Note 10, there's a perfect lens for every shot.
has dual exposure controls.
And that enables a whole new level of photography.
I make a living out of creating high quality, high resolution visuals, and I thought, how good are really these kind of cameras, and what happens if you push these small cameras to the limits? Let's test it out. And remember, if you want to learn how I create, shoot, and edit my time-lapses, head over to mastertimelapse.com. Oh, by the way, I talked to the manufacturer of the smartphone I was using for this particular project, and they were not interested in sponsoring this video. So I'm not going to mention which kind of smartphone I was using, and honestly, I think you could be using any kind of smartphone on the market today, at least the higher end ones, and get a similar results. And I don't want to give them free advertisement. So let's get started. The plan was to go on a 2-week long road trip in Norway to create a stunning time-lapse video. But first, there were a lot of preparations to do. I had to find out what this camera was capable of.
I just went to the camera store and I bought this little thing, which is the Manfrotto Pixie, I think, which is basically a phone holder so that you can attach your phone to your tripod. You can screw it onto your tripod like this, with this standard screw mount. So that way we are one step closer to getting a professional time-lapse with this phone.
I downloaded an app which worked as an external intervalometer. This opened up the whole new world of RAW. How much better is really RAW to a standard JPEG in such a camera? I had to test it out. I was blown away with the result. Just have a look at how much more detail there are in this RAW photo. It's a shame that probably 99% of all smartphone users are never gonna shoot a single RAW photo with their phone.
Now I'm gonna try to go out and test the phone on this motion control.
I just got this in the mail, a small ND filter, and what I'm gonna try to do is to attach this on the outside of this phone case right here. This ND would be crucial in order to get long exposures during daytime for smooth time lapses. I think it works. This is ND 3.0, ND 1000, which is very dark. So I'm a bit curious to see how well the phone handles such a dark filter, because it can create a little bit of noise, but let's test it out here in the window.
Okay, let's set the ISO to 100 and the shutter speed to 8. Let's see. It actually looks really good.
So I think I might glue this ND filter onto the case just to have it there, so you know it's quicker and more durable probably than just having it this way. So yeah, that's one really important thing that I've gotten checked off my list now, that I'm doing long exposure during daytimes. In order to get the filter glued on properly, I decided to go back home to my father, a guy who can fix pretty much anything. We made sure to properly seal the edges to avoid light leaking in from the sides. These are some of the photos I took with the phone during the testing period. Even more testing was done as the road trip was only a few days ahead. I was ready. I'm gonna start out my adventure by walking up to the top of one of the mountains here. And this is sort of a typical trip I usually take. I walk up in the afternoon, I get the sunset, the night, and then the sunrise. And then I can stay for as long as I want the next day. Walk down in the middle of the day and get the nice morning light. So the top where I'm heading is covered in fog. Norwegian summer, beautiful. So this is a good example of how quickly the weather in Norway can change, from going from a quite sunny nice day down in the village up here and it's a full snowstorm. So one always has to be very well prepared. That's why I brought, you know, the big sleeping bag down to -18. Yeah. Even though it's just going to be like around 0, maybe down to -5, I know that it's better to be on the safe side if it's going to be a lot colder than what it was forecasted, because of course you have to check the forecast before you go up. And also I always bring the big jacket. It's always nice to have, and it can keep you warm no matter how cold it gets. Also enough food so that if you get stuck here for a day or two, you'll survive. And yeah, just be prepared. There are way too many foreign people that have to be rescued down from the mountain every day because they don't respect the nature enough. So, you know, be careful. Setting my alarm to 3 AM tomorrow, hoping that the weather will be a little bit better, because now it is cold. I think I'm gonna set up a slider shot here, panning from this part of the fjord over to that part of the fjord. That'll be nice. This is my camp spot for the day, with this beautiful view over what we call Jotunheimen, which is home to the biggest mountains in Norway. And in fact, the tallest mountain right over there is, I think, the third largest mountain in Norway. These peaks are over 2,000 meters tall. And if you just go a little bit down that valley, you'll be right by the ocean. So it's pretty steep here and just a beautiful view. So right now I'm just waiting for the sun to set over here and to shine some beautiful light onto these mountains. So yeah, hopefully that will happen very soon. This might be the most important time lapse with this phone so far. The clouds here in the sky looks great already. So yeah, it's still half an hour or more until the sun sets, so I have quite big hopes of this. This kind of reminds me of Patagonia, these mountains here, but yeah, it's gonna be good. I have the grad ND on to make the clouds look a bit darker. Right now it looks a bit strange because this bottom part is too bright, but it's better to have a flat image that we can fix in post by just darkening the
the bottom part if we need it. It's only been like 2 days and already have some really great footage. Been really lucky with the weather, if you don't consider last night with the snowstorm. But like, look at this, perfect, especially for this type of photography with the phone, because if the sunrise were to be behind the mountain or the sunset, then you would probably have some problems with the contrast, because then the foreground would be too dark. But now when you have the sunset shining up on the mountains, you get less dynamic range in the image, which is perfect for the phone. So these are the kind of things I have to take into consideration when shooting with a phone. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good on the screen. I'm shooting with the Sony next by, and it looks a lot better on the Sony just by looking at the screen. But I think we'll be able to fix it in post to make it look decent on the phone as well. Today I'm gonna go all the way up to that mountain, 1,000 meters, but I'm gonna cheat a little bit. This could possibly be a good place to put up my tent. I'm not gonna sleep here tonight, but I'm gonna stay here for quite a few hours. So I think it would be nice to just have a tent, make some food, and then take the last lift down again. So yeah, this looks pretty nice. Got my tent all set up. So now I'm just gonna walk a little bit around here, try to find a nice composition. Yeah, gonna try to do a sliding shot with the phone. I haven't done much of that. I think I have maybe one so far. So it'll be a little bit nice to get a bit more movement in my time lapses. The weather is really fast changing up here. It was sunny, and then the clouds are coming in and it's snowing, so it can give some really interesting time lapses, I think. The weather was really bad today, so I decided to check in on this hotel to charge my gear and to offload my images to hard drives and so forth. You know, relax a bit, because it's exhausting being out shooting every single day. The problem I have right now, though, is the road conditions, because tomorrow it is supposed to be snowing a lot at certain altitudes. And the car I'm using is only having the tires which are meant for summer, so it can be extremely dangerous to drive if it's snowing. So I'm trying to find an alternative route. I was initially planning on going to Geirangerfjord, maybe the most traditional and picture perfect of the Norwegian fjords, but right now I might be having to look for somewhere else to go.
I was driving along this road, found a really nice view. There was sort of a viewpoint here. I stopped. I was all alone, setting up my cameras. Everything was nice. And 10 minutes into my time lapse, there came 6 buses full of people from the cruise ships down here. And they were all stopping around my cameras, like touching the car and everything. Like, oh, yeah, really annoying. But yeah. I really hate cruise ships. Just have a look at this image I took, a drone shot a few days ago, to see how much the cruise ships are actually polluting the fjords. And there are so many times I've been trying to time-lapse the fjords, and you can see that this sort of the bluish smoke coming up from the cruise ship, sort of just laying here in the fjords and destroying the time-lapses. So yeah, really annoying. Oh, there comes another one. How close is it gonna get? A little bit closer, please. A little bit closer. They have all the space in the world. It's probably 500 meters with view here, but they have to stand like on top of my tripods, like almost bumping into it. I think just because they see like professional looking gear, they think that, oh, that must be the same view, even though it's the same view all over here. So extremely tired of this weather right now. It's been raining for I think 4 days straight with just a few gaps of sun, so it makes it really difficult. But I'm trying to make the best out of it. Right now I put up my phone here on a nice panning or tilting time lapse. This is the world's or I think Europe's highest vertical wall. It's over 1,000 meters straight up, so it's quite nice. In order to protect the phone from the rain, I put up a cardboard box I have in my car to store food. Just put that on top of it. Yeah, I don't know if it works too well. I think it's okay, but really DIY. Yeah, the landscape is beautiful, but it's difficult. One thing that's pretty cool is that there's almost like a waterfall of snow up there, like constant avalanches going. So maybe I should zoom in a little bit and get that in time lapse as well. This is absolutely crazy, it just keeps falling and falling and falling. I want to stop my camera, but just gotta keep going. It started raining, sort of, and it's a little bit windy, but I'm gonna try to head up to the top. It's a very short hike, just on the top of that ridge. It's said to be the shortest hikes in Norway that gives you the most reward. So there's a lot of good views for just a little bit of a walk. So let's go. I got up, put my tent here on the edge, straight down into the valley, really beautiful. Put up my camera over there. What's so cool about this mountain is that you have like a perfect 360 degrees views, and the views are stunning in every direction. Like behind me here, yeah, sort of the really tall mountains, kind of like the Alps. Over there you have the coolest mountain of them all, which is right now covered in fog. Down here you have the beautiful valley, which goes all the way out there And here you have a really beautiful mountain as well. So it's just like really cool places in every direction. And I don't really know where to start shooting. It's like a luxury problem. I'm driving the phone almost off the edge here. A little bit risky business, but I think it'll look cool. So the clouds are coming in, moving down, which is a bit unfortunate because we are now in the middle of the fog, which doesn't look too good. But what would be really cool was if the clouds continued moving down into the valley and we could be on top of the clouds, because that's some of my favorite time lapses. I got an hour of sleep, it's 1 AM, and I got the condition I was hoping for. You can see the mountain behind me now, you can see the clouds down here in the valley. It's absolutely stunning, it's quiet, no wind. It's 1 AM, but I am probably not gonna get any more sleep tonight. This must be one of the best nature experiences I've had in a long time. I've been a lot in the office lately, so I have missed this so much.